Do you believe everything happens for a reason? Well, I do. I most definitely do. I've had too many things in my life happen to me that led up to some of the greatest blessings. And so, for me personally, and I know for some of you out there, there is setbacks that you have had that you go, oh man, oh, this is the worst thing in the world. What am I going to do? How am I going to come back from this? And it ended up leading you right to where you were meant to be. And so, if that's you, stick around, listen in, and hear why I started my channel. So there was two big reasons why I started my channel. And I'm going to get into those here in a second. But I kind of want to give you a little bit of backstory. My entire life, I always knew in my heart that I had a bigger purpose, that I was able to do more, that I wanted to help others, that I wanted to inspire other people. I knew that my pain could equal gain, because it has, and that it could equal gain for other people as well. Because in life, we grow from each other. And so I hope that if this reaches you, and that it inspires you, if it motivates you, if it puts a smile on your face, that you give this a like, that you follow me on this journey. Now, growing up, I feel like there's a lot of people that are like this. I didn't have a mom, didn't have a dad. Now, I did have a mom and I did have a dad. Let me explain a little further. My mom has spent a majority of her life in and out of prison, and my father is missing. And I grew up with my aunt and uncle. My uncle, as I got a little bit older, got back into his drinking habits, and he wasn't the nicest human being on the planet. And my aunt always had his back. I don't blame these people. I believe that they just had their own traumas that they were dealing with, and it kind of just trickled down into me. I'm thankful for everything that they've ever done for me. I also, in my teen years, experimented with lots of drugs, became an addict for quite some time, and had to fight my own demons and put myself and put them through things. So growing up, I wasn't the most liked. And when I went home, I wasn't the most liked. And so I feel like I fought a lot of inner demons inside and put myself through my own hell, really, because I didn't love myself and I wasn't taught how to love myself. And so in going through all of this pain, I've realized everything has led me up to this point, to who I am today. And so I want to not take everything that's happened to me and go, man, why me? Why did that happen to me? And go, you know what? It happened to me, but that's okay, because I can handle it. I know that sounds crazy. You're like, well, that's kind of convincing yourself something that's bad. No, I believe I'm strong. I believe that I am a leader, and I believe that I was meant to help other people. I believe that greatness doesn't come from money or how much things you have. I think it comes from what comes out of your heart. And what I want to pour out of mine is love, inspiration, and motivation for other people to realize that their life is this short. It is this short. I could die tomorrow. And so I want to make videos that help others to achieve their greatness, that inspire somebody to go out and do something amazing for somebody else. Because all I see all over TV and all over social media is nothing but negative violence, drugs, sex, all of that stuff, which I just don't condone. I have two sons. I'm scared to give my 9-year-old a phone because of what the world has just in your palm. And so I've gotten off track here, but let's get into what was it that happened to me that made me go, you know what, it is time. So I get this job, all right? I actually go back to this job that I've worked at prior. In my life, the last couple years, I've done a lot of bouncing around between jobs, just trying to figure out what it is that I want to do, and I never felt right at any place. No place ever felt right to me. It just didn't. I'd get there and I just didn't feel fulfilled. I felt blank, gray. You know what I mean? I'm making money, woohoo, but no satisfaction from it at all. None. And so I'd done this hopping around, bouncing around between jobs, and so I decided, you know what? Which, by the way, if you ever go back to a job, there's a reason why you left it to begin with. But so I go back to this job, and I'm there, guys, 3 days back at this job. And in my mind, I'm like, you know what? I can work this job 20, 30 years building cabinets. No biggie. It just I'm gonna giving up on myself, I guess you could say. Not on me, but on my dreams. Yeah. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go back here and work. So I'm there 3 days, and I'm putting the skin. I'm building cabinets. I'm using pneumatic air gun. All right, and I'm putting the skin on a cabinet, right? And funny thing is these guys were. If you've ever worked a factory job, you know how chatter is. Everybody just talks, right? The whole world is like that. They all just talk. So they're chitter chattering over there, right? And they're going on and on about this guy who shot himself in the finger with a staple gun or something. And I'm like, man, how in the world do you do that? I'm talking hot mess. And I think an hour goes by maybe, and I'm sitting there nailing the skin on a cabinet, and the gun slips. And what I'm using to nail the skin on is a brad nail. So I don't know if you know anything about a brad nail. You can look it up on Google. It's this very thin nail, and it's about this long. I believe it was an 18 gauge nail, and I went, doof, and the gun slipped, and it happened so quick, dude. It went right into my wrist, and I ran over to my supervisor, and I don't see the nail, but it's in there. It disappeared in my wrist. So I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm wiggling my hand, and I'm like, oh, what am I gonna do? So we get to the office, and HR is like, oh man, let me call the emergency room to walk in or whatever, see if they can pull it out. They're like, no, he's got to go to the emergency room. So I go to the emergency room. They tried digging. They dug in there. They couldn't get it. These people were going to split me up and just send me home. Well, they called ortho, and ortho has me walk over there, and they're like, all right, we're going to put you in emergency surgery. So I spend the night with a nail in my arm. All right, that's one of the reasons. So I go through surgery, and my hand is messed up. My hand is still messed up. We're going on 2 months now. I got nerve damage going on. I'm going through physical therapy. But so we fast forward. I've gone through surgery, and I'm healing. I still got this wrap on my hand. And my wife bought us Jelly Roll concert tickets. Shout out Jelly Roll. I love you, dog. I will meet you one day. I know it. And so we go to this Jelly Roll concert, right? I don't want to speak too much on his story, but if you know his story, and I'm sitting there, right? And I'm really enjoying it. I love his music. I love it all. But I'm looking at all the amazing things this man has done where he has came from, right? He had a terrible past, yet that past did not define him. And so I'm sitting there and I'm like, wow, look at all this stuff that he's doing for people, all the help, all the inspiration, all the motivation. I could do that too. We are all human. We are all one and the same. Now, am I saying I can sing like that man? Absolutely not. But I believe that I have a soul with a purpose that I can give to others. My inspiration could inspire others. And I believe, yes, you have inspiration inside of your soul. You have a story in your soul that you could give to people, that could feed the people inspiration and motivation. You could change somebody's life forever. And so with almost dying, literally, the doctors told me, they're like, so when it hit, the nail hit right, it went right into I shot in the direction of my nerve. It was supposed to obliterate my nerve, and it didn't. What it did is it actually hit the bone, and it curled up under the nerve. And so the doctors are like, man, you are extremely lucky. And so with that happening, and then seeing Jelly Roll and how far he's came as a human being, as an individual who didn't let his past define him, and as being a person who has had a bad past, who has made mistakes, but we're all human. Coming from a person who didn't love himself but loves himself now. Man, that was it for me. I was like, I have to do this. So to all those out there that are seeing this video, all those that came across it, this is for you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for following along. I hope you stick around. I have all these crazy ideas. Oh, I'm so excited. I cannot wait. Stick with me. It's going to be great. And I love you, love the process, love the journey, and know you can do anything you put your mind to, baby. It's one love.